I've been saving money I earned from working hard since my single days. After getting married, I continued saving diligently. But I never thought my savings would be used for something like that. Just because we're married doesn't mean anything goes. I'll do whatever it takes to protect my kids' future. My name is Julie, and I'm 33 years old. I married my husband David when I was 24, and I got pregnant right away. We now have 2 kids. Our son is 7, and our daughter is 5. They've both been healthy and growing well every day. When my daughter turned 3, I went back to my old job. It's been 2 years since then, and now I make about as much as my husband does. I sometimes hold back a bit so I don't hurt his pride, but he doesn't know that. David only puts in the minimum amount for living expenses, so all the savings for myself and the kids come from my paycheck. I really wish he would help more, but he always gets annoyed when we talk about money, and it makes the kids uneasy. So we made it a rule not to talk about money in front of him. One day, my mother-in-law Mary came over. That day, I happened to be working from home because of the pandemic. "Julie, please, can I stay with you for a while?" "Mary, what's wrong all of a sudden?" "My husband is asking for a divorce." "What? Divorce?" I was shocked. Mary and her husband Scott are known as a very happy couple in the neighborhood. I couldn't believe Scott would ask for a divorce. I couldn't just leave her crying, so I invited her inside. I decided to listen to what she had to say. "Mary, I'm sorry to ask when you're so upset, but why did he suddenly ask for a divorce?" She sniffled and started to explain. "I haven't done anything wrong, but my husband says he can't live with me anymore and wants a divorce. It's so unfair." "What? He really said that?" "Don't you think it's terrible? You must feel sorry for me too, right?" She was so intense that it felt overwhelming. But I couldn't believe kind Scott would ask for a divorce without a reason. Maybe she was hiding something from me. Something that made that kind man angry. I tried to calm her down and waited for my husband to come home. When David got back, we put the kids to bed and started talking with Mary. "Mom, why is this divorce thing happening?" When he asked, she started crying again. "You tell me. I've always worked so hard for him, and out of nowhere, he says he can't live with me anymore. Can you believe it?" There's no way Scott would say something like that without a reason, I thought. Listening to her wasn't getting us anywhere. She could be pretty selfish at times, so I figured the divorce might be her fault. "Mary, are you sure there's nothing you can think of? I just can't believe Scott would ask for a divorce without a good reason." When I suddenly defended Scott, she glared at me. "Julie, are you taking his side? I've been a good wife, and he's the one asking for a divorce. Shouldn't you be on my side?" "It's not about sides. I just can't believe he'd ask for a divorce without a reason. You know he's not like that." "What do you know about him? You're really defending him. Are you having an affair with him?" "What?" The conversation was going off track. Of course there was nothing going on between me and Scott. David stepped in. "Mom, that's not true. Julie isn't into older guys." Mary calmed down, which was a relief. Still, something felt off. She kept insisting she did nothing wrong, but wouldn't explain why Scott wanted a divorce. I asked David to call his father over, even though it was late. Mary said, "I don't want to see him," and left the house. Scott arrived, looking apologetic. "I'm sorry for causing you trouble, Julie." I decided to get to the bottom of it. "Scott, I'm sorry to ask this, but why did you ask for a divorce?" He looked troubled and answered, "Actually, she used up all my savings, all 170K. 170K? You mean $170,000? I couldn't help but shout at the amount. Yeah, $170,000. It's unbelievable, right? I was curious about how she could have spent such a large amount. What did she spend it on? I asked, trying to stay calm. He sighed deeply. She just keeps saying she spent it on living expenses. That can't be true. I give her a set amount every month for living expenses. Plus, I give her an allowance. She's lying, right? After hearing his story, I felt bad, but I couldn't help thinking it was possible. Mary often came to our house asking, "Can you lend me some money?" She even tried to take money from my wallet without asking, saying it was fine because we were family. Ever since then, I have been more cautious around her, so Scott's story seemed believable. She could totally do that. Scott looked defeated and said, "If she could explain what she spent it on and pay it back, I might reconsider the divorce. But she just keeps saying it was for living expenses, and we're getting nowhere." I felt really sorry for him. Even if living expenses are high, Scott has a high-paying job at a big company. It's hard to believe living expenses would eat up his entire salary. On top of that, he gives her an allowance, and yet she managed to spend $170,000 in a year. Mary must be out of her mind. At this point, my husband, who had been quiet, spoke up. "So, if she pays the money back, the divorce is off the table?" "Yeah." "Got it. I'll talk to Mom. Leave it to me," David assured his father. But then a question arose. How is Mary, a housewife, going to pay the money back? Surely David wouldn't cover for her, right? After Scott left, Mary came back. "So, what happened? Did he say anything?" She bombarded me with questions, and David confidently answered. I had a bad feeling. "Mom, if you pay back the 170K you spent, Dad won't divorce you." She snapped back. "Impossible! I don't have that kind of money. Besides, I only spent it on living expenses. I did nothing wrong." It was clear she believed she had done nothing wrong. At this point, I thought, maybe Scott should just go ahead with the divorce. David then said something unbelievable. "Don't worry, Mom. Julie has plenty of savings." What? I couldn't believe he was offering my money. Mary looked at me with hopeful eyes. "Really? You should have said so earlier. This way I won't have to get divorced." No. You can't just take someone else's savings like that. This is absurd. I try to stay calm. I'm not lending my savings. If you need money, ask David. David, for some reason, got angry. "Julie, come on. My mom is in trouble. Don't you want to help her?" "Yeah, your savings could help me. You don't want me to get divorced, right?" She joined in, making even less sense. They were really two of a kind. I felt deep sympathy for Scott. My defiance enraged David even more. "Enough, Julie. My mom says she's in trouble and you can't lend her 170K? Can't you help her out a bit?" You say that like it's nothing, but we're talking $170,000 here. Something inside me snapped. Then you get the money. If it's just 170K for you, you can get it, right? It's not a big deal for you, but it is for me. This money, I saved it little by little since I was single. It's for our kids' future. Why should I spend it on your mom? I unleashed all my anger. Mary was dumbfounded, and David looked shocked. He grabbed my hand and pulled me outside. "We're going to my parents' house. My sister will convince you." "What?" He forced me into the front seat and his mother into the back. He drove recklessly to his parents' house. This was bad because his sister, Kelly, hated me. She adored David and resented me for marrying him. When we first met, she said, "I will never accept you as family. Don't talk to me again. Goodbye." We hadn't spoken since, but I knew she would side with David. This would be a disaster. As soon as we arrived, I tried to escape, but David grabbed my arm and pulled me inside. There sat Kelly, glaring at me. What was going to happen to me now? With Kelly involved, I didn't think I could protect my savings. Ignoring my anxiety, David explained everything to his sister. As she listened, Kelly's face grew red. She stood up and approached me. Her hand came towards my face. I braced myself for a slap, but it didn't happen. Instead, she hugged me tightly. What? David and his mother were both shocked by the unexpected sight. Of course, I was the most surprised, but I was also confused about what was happening. Kelly said, "Julie, I'm really sorry. My idiot brother has said something outrageous." It's okay now. Leave it to me and get some rest," Kelly said, seating me on the couch and turning to face my husband and Mary with a devilish look. "Who do you two think you are?" "Why are you mad at us, sis? The one who should be blamed is Julie for not giving up the $170K. Isn't it a wife's duty to make life easier for her mother-in-law?" My husband criticized me, standing his ground, but Kelly shouted at him. "Who the hell do you think you are? If you want to make her life easier, do it yourself. And $170,000. Do you have any idea how hard it is to make that much money?" I couldn't help but admire her courage. But why was she, who had been my enemy, standing up for me? As I pondered, she seemed to read my mind. "The truth is, at first, I hated you because you took my beloved brother away. But over time, hearing about how hard you worked, raising kids and managing a job, I started to like you. I realized you could be trusted with my brother. I promised myself I'd help you if you ever needed it." "Really?" "Yeah, but I never thought my brother would mess up like this," she said with a smile. She then turned to her mother and began to scold her. "Mom, stop lying already." What do you mean?" "I know you're seeing a host. You've been spending money on him, haven't you? What was his name? Stanley, was it?" Kelly showed us several pictures on her phone. In the images, Mary was handing envelopes of cash to a host-looking guy. The dates showed she did this every Monday. "Mom, what's this about?" "It's not what it looks like. I was just giving him my allowance. I didn't use the living expenses," she defended herself. So she didn't deny the spending. "That's not possible. I only give you about $500 a month. How could you be giving him thousands of dollars every week?" Why are you here, honey?" My husband looked panicked. It seemed he and Mary had forgotten Scott might be home. Still thinking he could win, David turned to me and said, "If you refuse, then I'll divorce you." "Divorce? You'll divorce me?" "You can't do that, can you? I bet you're not ready to be a single mom. If you don't want that, give Mom the $170,000. If it were just me, I might agree to the divorce. But I have kids to consider. Even if I got custody, taking their father away would be hard on them. Kelly then interrupted my thoughts. Julie, listen carefully. If you stay with this terrible father, your kids will grow up just like him. But your kids might turn out awful like him. It's better if he's not around. If being single is hard, I'll support you. Do it for your kids. Her words brought me to tears. She was right. I needed to do this. I turned to David. Let's get divorced. What? Do you know what you're saying? I know exactly what I'm saying. This is the best way for me and the kids to be happy. I'll take custody and you'll pay alimony and child support. With that, I left and went straight to City Hall to get the divorce papers. I quickly signed them and brought them back to the house. Kelly said, "Leave the rest to me. I'll make sure he signs." Thank you. As I was about to leave, David grabbed my arm. Are you really going to divorce me? This can't be real. Oh, yes, it is. Just like that? Excuse me? You're the one who asked for a divorce. But... The next morning, I submitted the divorce papers at City Hall. Kelly had brought them to me early in the morning. A week later, we had a meeting at the lawyer's office with my ex-husband, my ex-in-laws, my parents, and me. My ex-husband and his parents had been thoroughly scolded by Kelly and Scott. They agreed to the conditions. I got custody, and they would pay alimony and child support. A year later, I haven't seen my ex-husband or ex-mother-in-law. It seems she couldn't stop seeing hosts and used her son's money this time. Fed up, my ex-husband asked for a job transfer and moved without telling anyone. He now lives with distant relatives, helping with farming. I live with my kids at my parents' house. It's close to my workplace, and I'm very grateful to my parents for taking us in. I'll be a single mom for a while, but I have no regrets. I'm still steadily saving money for my kids' future. I'll work hard to make sure they don't suffer.